No one said a word for at least 2 minutes, which feels like a lifetime given how uncomfortable and confusing the situation is. I have 3 boyfriends? How? I don't finish that question. I look at Maya for help and realize she won't be any because she's salivating over the men. I don't blame her, though. They're hot, with a capital H. My body's physically reacting to them. Perspirated skin, flushed cheeks, even my heart rate is speeding up. And that damn beeping monitor is giving it away. The guys stare back at me and exchange glances with one another like they're sizing each other up. The woman with the name tag clears her throat and squints. "What do you mean you don't know?" she asks, clearly unfamiliar with my medical file. Maya takes a step forward. Peyton has amnesia and can't really remember most things, like her name or who she is or who I am or who any of you are. The woman's mouth falls open with surprise, but she quickly snaps it closed. Her lips curve in a coy smile. "Oh well, this is quite the predicament then. It's like 2 of my favorite shows combined, Grey's Anatomy and The Bachelor." She lets out a laugh and stops herself, regaining her professional composure. "You know, the 2-visitor protocol is pretty arbitrary anyways, so I can give you a little time to figure all this out." The woman gestures to the man and starts to back out of the room. "I'll be back in 10 to find who's accepted your rose." She stifles another laugh as she leaves. Her heels click down the hallway and grow quieter. My gaze returns to the 6 men standing before me. Oh wait, 3 men. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. My vision doubled for a second there. I don't know who any of them are, but I do know that I have a very good taste. "Hi," I say awkwardly. They greet me with hey, hi, and hello. "What do?" I whisper to Maya. "This is what I was trying to tell you," she whispers back. "I was on the phone with you before the accident, and you were going on about how you were done with serial dating because you knew who you loved, who you wanted to spend the rest of your life with, and you were going to tell him, but then you got hit by that car." I glance over at them and then back at Maya. "Did I tell you which one?" She shakes her head. "Shit. Of course, I lose my memory right after figuring out who I loved. Perfect timing. And why was I dating so many guys? Did I have an issue with commitment or something? Do I like playing in the field? Do they know about each of them? Oh god, I hope so." "What do?" I whisper to Maya. "You could just wait until you remember." "But what if my memory never comes back?" "Right," she taps her fingers against her chin, contemplating. "You could date them again." Maya grins. "Could be fine." She wiggles her eyebrows. "How could I date them if I don't even know who I am?" I don't think Maya realized how little I know or how confused I am. And I mean without the new knowledge of having 3 boyfriends. Maya leans down and speaks softly and fast. "I know practically everything about you except who you love. But everything else I know it. I'll help you navigate and we'll tag team the whole redating thing. I'll be like your talent manager and I'll set updates rather than gigs." She grins excitedly. I let out a sigh. This doesn't seem like a good idea. But if I was running on one of them before the accident and expressed my love, I feel like I owe it to myself to figure out who it was. Maya's eyes are pleading, and I remember what the doctor said. He said memories tend to come back faster when you surround yourself with people who you love. So maybe this isn't such a bad idea. "Fine," I say. She nearly squeals but keeps her composure. "All right. Suitors," Maya says, pulling out a notebook and pen from her bag. She stands and addresses the room. "I'm Peyton's best friend, Maya. Like I said, she can't remember anything. So I'm going to need each of you to reintroduce yourself. Name, occupation, how long you've been seeing Peyton, and bank account balance." "Maya." "What?" she said, looking at me. "I don't need to know their bank account balance." The guys chuckle. "Fine, no bank account info." She holds her pen up, ready to write, and points it at the man standing closest to us. The one holding the vase of red roses. He takes a step forward, sets them down on the table next to my bed. "These are for you," he said, flashing his teeth. I thank him. He's tall and broad shoulders and thick biceps, and sporting a long brown hair wrapped in a messy bun. Surprisingly, he pulls it off well. Most men can't. I think it's the strong jaw paired with the neat beard and those intense green eyes that bring the whole look together. The man standing before me has a rustic look to him and donning a ripped blue jeans, not intentionally like they were torn from hard labor. Work boots and a flannel button-up. "I'm Tyler Davis," he says with a nod. I feel my cheeks warm up, and so I know that I'm blushing. And I hope he doesn't notice. I'll blame it on the head injury. Nice to re-meet you, Tyler. Tyler continues his introduction. So we've been dating for about 6 weeks. I recently asked if we could be exclusive, but you said you wanted to take it slow, which I respect and understand given some of the things you confided in me. We get along really well, and I think we're great together. He rocks back on his heels and slips his hands into his front pockets of his jeans. I really like him. Maybe this the guy I love. He said I was vulnerable with him. I'm not sure what I would divulge, but it sounds deep, so it must be a strong connection. I'm not sure why pre-amnesia me said no to being his girlfriend. My eyes scanned the other men. Yum, that's probably why. Clearly, I was conflicted. Occupation? Maya pauses her note-taking and glances at Tyler. Oh yeah, he clears his throat. I'm a contractor. Construction, Maya asks. I knew he worked with his hands. Tyler nods. Yeah, I also am working on starting my own construction business. No need to sell yourself yet. This is early stages, and I'm marking you down on your dark-haired list above Crim's Hemsworth with Thor hair, just so you can keep you all straight. Thanks, I guess, he says. You can step back in line. She dismissed him. Next. I give Maya a stern look. Can you stop treating them like they're in a police lineup? She playfully narrows her eyes. Fine. Will the next suitor please step forward? The second man moves up with one step. Clutched in his hands a string attached to a balloon and a get well soon. He places the weighted tie at the end of the floor beside my bed and smiles wide. It's contagious because I grin right back. My stomach turns over like that feeling you get on a roller coaster right before the dip fast in sun. I'm Sean Morris, he says, never letting his smile falter. He's tall with dark complexion, dressed in a white button-up down and tailored blue slacks. He looks like he came from the office. His shirt is tight around his biceps and chest. Clearly works out, and I bet he could bench me and Maya. His hair is freshly cut, and his face is free of any facial stubble. He's nearly the complete opposite of Tyler. Hi, Sean. My voice comes out soft and flirty. I think I love him. It must be Sean. I look over at Guy 1, or do I love Tyler? He nods and licks his lips before he speaks. We've been dating for 2 months, and I do travel a lot for work, and sometimes we've gone a week or two between dates. Actually, I also asked you to be my girlfriend recently, and you told me you wanted to get to know me better and spend some more time together, which I understood given what work life is like. And what do you do? Maya asks. I'm a consultant. Not sure what that means, but it sounds important. She notes. It's nice to meet you again, Sean, I say. Hey, and I'm glad you're okay, Peyton. Yeah, me too, Tyler adds. I forgot to mention that. No talking out terms, Hemsworth, Maya says, holding her finger up. He drops his chin slightly. All right, Sean. You may fall back in line. Mark you down as young Danzel, she says. Thanks. Gushes, and he grins, grows a little wider and brighter. Next, Maya calls out. I groan. I mean, man number 3, you may approach your beautiful lady. Third guy holds a box of chocolates in one hand and a stuffed teddy bear in the other. He steps forward, smiles sheepishly at me, and hands them over. Hi, he says with a quick wave. He seems shy but also confident. It's a quiet confidence. His hazel eyes bounce around for a moment before they finally land on me, like he's working up the courage to make direct eye contact. I notice there's a fleck of yellow in his irises. His light brown hair and cut short and low maintenance way. He's dressed casually, wearing a white tee and blue jeans. His left arm is covered with a sleeve of colorful tattoos. It's quite beautiful, and the way each design blends seamlessly into the other. He has more of a slim build, and he's tall, but just as tall as Sean and Tyler. I'm Nash Doherty, he says. The chocolates are homemade, by the way. He shuffles his feet. We've been dating for about 5 weeks. I almost feel like I've entered the friend zone because most of our dates have been during the day or on Monday or Tuesday nights due to my work schedule. I also told you I wanted to be exclusive, and you said you need a little more time. But you did assure me that you have feelings for me beyond friendship. And I hope that's still true. Nash laughs nervously. I'm a chef at Giselle in Logan Square, and actually had our most recent date there the night it was closed. The corner of his lips perk up, and he trails off. You're a chef at Giselle? Tyler pats him on the shoulder. That place is awesome. Y'all have, the best burger in the city. And the chicken liver mousse and grilled sourdough bread. Sean chimes in. I could eat it every day. Nash nods. They high-five one another in exchange firm pats on the back. Boys, focus. The snack is over at the hospital bed. Worry about dinner later, Maya snaps. Sorry, they say in unison and return back to their spots in line, standing shoulder to shoulder with one another. I glance at the box of chocolates and then to Nash, and I can't believe he made me candy. If my heart was made of chocolate, it would be melting right now, and I think I love him too. Very good, Maya finished taking her notes. I'm marking it down as Am Levine. Look-wise, not personality-wise, hopefully. She raised her brow. He nervously laughs. I'm nothing like him. Well, I'll be the judge of that, she quips. I smack her thigh lightly and give her a half-serious look. I mean, that's good to know, Nash, thank you, Maya adds. Now what? I whisper to her. Speed dating round, she smirks. I'm really not up for this. This is a lot. I swivel my head to look at them. I really appreciate you all coming here to check on me and the gifts for me. But I have to ask, did each of you know I was dating the other people? Please say yes, please say yes. I don't know who I am, but I hope I'm not a liar or a cheater. They all nod. Phew. It gives me a little reprieve that I was honest and transparent with them. But this whole serial dating thing mixed with amnesia has left me in a tricky situation. Sean clears his throat. I was dating multiple women up until a week ago, but you were the only one I looked forward to seeing when I came back from the work trips, and that's why I ended it with the others. My heart fluttered. I love Sean. Nash stands a little taller. Same with me. You're the only girl I'm seeing, and I broke it off with the other woman last week when I decided that I only wanted to spend my free time with someone I could see a future with, and that was you, Peyton. There goes my heart again. Pitter-patter. His smile isn't as wide and bright as Sean's, but it's more subdued and equally cute and inviting. I love Nash. Not to jump on what Sean and Nash said, but the same goes with me. About a week ago, I deleted my dating apps. I know you said you weren't ready to be exclusive, but I am, and I wanted to make sure you knew I was 100% committed to you whenever you happen to be ready for the next step, Tyler said. He runs his hands over his head, smoothing the few flyaway hairs. Delivers a serious look and smoldering, actually. My heart is doing a full-on somersault now. I love Tyler, too. Alright, I was totally get why I would be dating all three of these men, and I haven't been able to narrow it down. They're kind of perfect, each in their own way. Tyler's strong, funny, and down-to-earth. Sean is intelligent, confident, and charming. Nash is creative and quirky and passionate. And I don't know how to decide that one of them was the person. How was I so sure? Like 5 days ago, and now I have no idea. I don't know what to say. I fiddled with my nails. The clip that attached to my pointer finger falls off, and a slow beep turns into an annoying long loud one. Oops, that's supposed to stay on. I reclip it, and the beep returns. Steady and slow. Listen, I say. I know this is an unusual situation, and I don't want to waste anyone's time. But I have to be honest. I don't know when my memories are going to come back. It could be days, weeks, even months. And in the rarest cases, they may never come back. I swallow hard and look away. If I may interrupt, Maya chimes in, clapping her hands together. Just before the accident, Peyton told me that she loved one of you, like the real soulmate type of love. Love that makes the world goes around and gets you out of bed in the morning. Each of the men grin. Sean stands a little taller, puffing out his chest. Tyler shuffles his feet, removes his hands from his pockets, but then slips them back in, like he doesn't know what to do with them. Nash scratches his forearm, which is covered in tattoos. The problem, as you know, she doesn't remember any of you. Double problem is she didn't tell me who it was before the car hit her. Maya briefly squints at me. So because we don't know when or big if her memory will come back, she's going to have to date you all again. Any objections? Sean speaks first. If that's what you need, Peyton, I'm on board. Same here, Nash nods. I'm not bowing out, Tyler said with a firm nod. We had a good thing going, and I'm not going to let something like you not remembering who I am get in the way. A little bit of a country accent slips out of as he chuckles. Perfect, Maya says. Peyton is getting discharged today. She looks to me. I assume you're not interested in dates tonight? Sorry, no. I shake my head. Tomorrow night? I'd like to get settled at home first. It's weird saying home and not knowing where that is. What about a cocktail party or group date, like they do in The Bachelor? Her brows bounced twice in quick succession. Maya, no. Normal dating, please. This isn't a reality show. Fine. I'll keep it standard. She turns back to the guys and flips her page in a notebook. All right. The soonest date would be Wednesday. Any takers? Nash's hand shoots up. I could do Wednesday afternoon. Perfect. I got Nash down for Wednesday afternoon. She jots it down and looks back at the other guys. What about Thursday? Tyler raises his hand. I'm free Thursday night. Noted. Maya scribbles down. And what about you, Sean? Friday works for me anytime after 6 p.m. I got Sean down for Friday night. Hearing all this seems like a lot. I have to get my memories back, date 3 guys, figure out which one I love. Plus, I literally don't know anything about myself. Don't even know what I look like. I must be somewhat appealing to have 3 guys vying for me. Or maybe I'm one of those captivating personalities that's impossible to resist. Either way, this feels like a bad idea. But it also feels like I don't have any other choice. I mean, I do. I could just call it off with all 3 of them and pointedly give up on the opportunity to be with this man I love. That doesn't feel right either, especially because they're all willing to try whatever this is with me. If they're ready to go through with this, then I should be too. Maya closes her notebook and places it on the empty chair. She reaches into her purse and pulls out several small pieces of paper. These are my business cards, she says, handing one to each of them. You may call or text that number at the bottom and coordinate your date. If you need Peyton to meet you somewhere, I will bring her. You can also visit the website you see when my upcoming comedy shows are. Maya, what does this have to do with dating me? ABM Peyton. Always be marketing. Maya redirects her attention back to the men. Now let me get a picture of each of you. She slips her phone from her pocket. What's the picture for? Tyler asks. Personal collection to help Peyton jog her memory. Maya says it so quickly that it doesn't even register the first part. I snicker while she takes several photos of each of them, directing them to pose, so they can get close-up and full-body shots of all angles. When she's done, Maya scrolls through her phone saying nice several times. Those are really going to help us. I mean, Peyton. She stows her phone away and looks at the guys. Any questions? They glance at one another and the back of Maya, shaking their heads. Great. Then we'll all be in touch, and thank you all for stopping by, but Peyton needs to rest now. She says, corralling them out of the room. Sean tells me he'll text me. Nash says he'll see me on Wednesday, and Tyler tells me to feel better. And I waved goodbye, but before I could get a word out, Maya closes the door behind them. And with her back pressed against the door, she looks at me wide-eyed and huge smile. She's more excited about this than I am. I'm actually a little scared and nervous, and I don't have a clue as to what I'm doing. You know, I think you're great. But how the hell did you bag those 3 men? She clutches at her heart dramatically. They're all so gorgeous, and I think I'm in love with them too. Don't tell Anthony, Maya says with a laugh. Who's Anthony? My boyfriend. But less about him and more about them. How were you dating all 3 of those guys? I have no idea, I said, shaking my head. But the real question is, how am I going to decide who I love if I don't even know who I am? They're all perfect, and I gesture to myself, looking down at my legs wrapped in the hospital sheets. My hands that are scuffed and scratched up. Not. You clearly are to them, and you owe it to yourself to figure out what your heart wants. It's not your fault you got hit by a car. She paused and squinted. Well, technically it was because you ran into the intersection when you didn't have a walk signal. But that's neither here nor there. You were excited to tell one of them how you really feel, and you got yourself hit by a car. If that's not romance, then I don't know what is. Maya takes a seat beside the bed and reaches for my hand and holds it. For as long as I've known you, you've never let anyone truly love you. This is your chance now. Really? Yes, you're like a clam in that way. You got a tough shell to crack. I frown. I never really loved anyone. And no one's loved me. That's kind of sad. Maybe Maya's right. This is my chance. I was finally open to the right before the accident, and I shouldn't let amnesia get in the way of that. They clearly like me because they all showed up. Wait, how did they even know I was here? I posted about your accident on your Instagram yesterday. Thank God I knew your password. It's actually the most liked photo. You're welcome, she said with a pleading look. What did you post? Maya slides her phone from her pocket and clicks around. She rotates the screen to me. Cute, right? I squint, looking at it closely. It's the photo. I'm laying in the hospital bed, eyes closed, mouth partially open. You posted it? There's drool dripping out of my mouth. Is there? She quickly glances at the picture and shrugs. It's pretty hard to get a cute shot when you're all comatose. Filters can only do so much. And what's with the caption? What's wrong with it? You wrote that people could show support by attending your comedy show. Maya smirked. ABM, baby. I laugh as she pocketed her phone. And I just don't know if I could go through with this. I don't want to string them along, I say, looking to Maya. She rests her head against mine. You can do this. You're not stringing them along. They all know what they're getting into and clearly care about you, and they're willing to take the risk. So should you. Maya's right. She made it clear to them how this was going to work, so they know what to expect from me and whatever this dating with amnesia experiment or journey is. If I was really running to tell one of them I love them right before the accident, this must have meant a lot to me. It must have been the most important thing because I put myself in danger just to tell someone how I feel. I let out a sigh. Okay. Yes? Maya jumps to her feet and does a little shimmy dance, and complete with finger guns. It's gonna be so much fun. I furrow my brow. Wait, do you just want me to date these guys again for your own personal entertainment? She stops dancing. Mine and others. This is gonna be fantastic set material. Maya laughs, but a quick stifles it, getting serious again. But really, Peyton, I want to see you happy. Your brain has always gotten in the way after that. You're cautious to a fault, and you keep people at arm's length. It's like you've tried to protect yourself before you even were ever in danger of being hurt. Aside from the accident, of course, but I think it's kind of a blessing that your brain isn't functioning properly because it'll give you a chance to open up and allow yourself to be truly happy for once. I wipe at my eyes because they're filled with tears, and it makes me sad hearing that I've lived my life that way, closed off and unwilling to let anyone in. Why did I do that? What made me so scared of love and loss, and why was I all of a sudden ready for it? The door swings open and Robbie pops his head in. I'm sorry it took so long. What'd I miss? The season premiere for the new Bachelorette, Maya says with a snort.